The Prince Who Forgot, The Princess Who Transformed. Once upon a time in the kingdom of Avelior, there lived a brave prince named Arion and a beautiful princess named Seraphina. They loved each other deeply, so deeply that the whole kingdom believed their love was blessed by the moon itself. Every evening they met in the royal gardens, talked for hours, and dreamed of their future together. Arion would play the harp, and Seraphina would sing softly, and the fireflies lit their path like tiny stars. But fate was watching. One morning, as Arion walked through the palace courtyard, a wandering sage appeared. His robes were dusty, his staff old, but his eyes were wise. He stopped in front of Arion and said, "Prince, I bring knowledge from distant lands. Listen to my words." But Arion's heart and mind were lost in thoughts of Seraphina. Her smile, her voice, her laughter, everything echoed in his mind. He did not hear the sage. He did not respond. He stood silent, staring at nothing, lost in love. The sage called again, louder, sterner, but Arion remained frozen in his daydream. Feeling insulted, the sage's eyes burned with anger. "You ignore the wisdom of an old man. You disrespect me for your foolish love. Then hear my words, Prince. Forget the one for whom you ignore the world. From this moment, her face, her voice, her existence shall vanish from your memory." With a whirlwind of ash and wind, the sage disappeared. Arion blinked. His heart suddenly felt empty. That evening, Seraphina waited in the garden as always, but Arion never came. She went to his chamber smiling, but the smile faded. Arion looked at her puzzled, as if she were a stranger. No warmth in his eyes, no memory in his mind. Seraphina whispered through tears, "Arion, don't you know me?" He simply shook his head and walked away, leaving her trembling and broken. Days passed, and Seraphina's grief grew. She could not eat, sleep, or smile. Her ruby eyes lost their shine. The kingdom whispered, but no one could break the curse. One night, in despair, she went alone into the dark forest seeking help. But instead of help, she met a tantric, a dark sorcerer who lived among shadows. He pretended to offer comfort, but his heart was twisted with jealousy and power. He whispered lies to her. "If love has betrayed you, abandon it. Love only brings pain." Seraphina cried, "I cannot abandon him. Even if he forgets me, I will remember him forever." The tantric grew furious. He wanted her to surrender to darkness, and she refused. With rage, he drove a magic nail into her head, a cruel ritual spell. And in a flash of dark fire, Seraphina transformed into a white dove, small and fragile. Unable to speak, unable to explain, she flew into the night sky with tears in her tiny black eyes. The prince forgot the princess. The princess became a bird. Both lost each other. Both suffered alone. Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned to months. Arion felt a strange sadness in his heart, a sorrow without name. He would hold his chest at night and whisper, "Why does it feel like something is missing?" But no memory came, only emptiness. One day, a small white dove flew into the palace balcony and sat near Arion's window. It watched him silently with longing, pain, and love. Arion tried to shoo it away, but the bird refused to leave. It followed him in gardens, halls, and training grounds. It sat near him when he ate. It perched above him when he slept. Gradually, Arion began to feel a strange warmth toward the little dove. He spoke to it one night. "I do not know why, little one, but when you are near, my heart feels less empty." The dove fluttered her wings softly, almost like a sigh. On a full moon night, the palace hosted a musical performance. A minstrel played the harp, the same tune Arion once played for Seraphina. The strings vibrated through the halls like echoes of the past. Suddenly, Arion's heart jolted. Images flashed, a girl singing, fireflies glowing, a garden full of dreams. A voice whispered his name, "Arion." He fell to his knees, clutching his head. Who is she?" The dove flew onto his shoulder and pressed its tiny head against his cheek. and something inside him shattered. He remembered everything, her smile, her songs, her love, her tears, all at once. Seraphina! The moment he spoke her name, a bright light enveloped the bird. Feathers swirled like snow, magic crackled in the air, and the dove grew into its true form. Seraphina! She collapsed into his arms, weak and trembling, but she was human again. Arian held her close, tears falling into her hair. I remember you. I remember everything. Seraphina whispered through tears. I never forgot you, even as a bird. The sage's curse broke, because love returned to the mind. The tantric spell failed because love lived in the heart. Their love conquered memory and magic. The king ordered that the sage be found and punished for their cruelty. But Arian only said one thing: let them live, for love has already defeated them. Soon after, Arian and Seraphina were married under moonlight, with doves flying above like blessings from the sky. And the people of Avelior always said, true love can be forgotten by the mind, but never by the soul.